Hi, folks. Hey, SixFourTrading. Today is Sunday, April 6th, and the market is really selling off on the 24-hour market. The SPY, the AMD, the Qs all gap down because the Hang Seng Index is dumping. These tariffs are having a direct effect on the world economy, especially the world markets right now. A lot of countries are, I'm hearing, starting to talk about flying to the U.S. to have a conversation with Trump. I believe Vietnam was talking about lowering tariffs to zero. That's why Nike and Lululemon and a couple of others went flying up on Friday while the rest of the market was selling off. What we're looking at right here is triple Qs, right? The triple Qs right now should be gapping down a little bit further here based on the after hours market action because of the Hang Seng Index dumping. And the same narrative. There's not much really to say about it. I mean, the Qs are down. Now, we are oversold. My oversold indicators are triggering. They triggered here. We got a little push up in the market, and then we had a rejection. So we broke through the 200 SMA, and then we got oversold. The market started pushing back up. The retested 200 SMA and got completely, totally, utterly rejected. We have a bear sandwich here. My other indicator here is saying to get in. My cloud got dark, got red. To get in, go for a sale. I put a sell in. And it dumped all the way down here. Big profits on this, big profit from up here when I got the sell signal up here to get out because the cloud was tripping down on our proprietary indicator. And so, yeah, it just sold off. We just rode this down. We're still riding this down. Now, we are extremely oversold on the markets everywhere. We could see a bounce. We could see a rally if these countries start lowering their tariffs, like to zero. You could see a rally like what happened with Nike and Lululemon because of Vietnam. I'm talking about lowering it to zero. Let's look at the SPY. SPY is the same situation on the SPY, right? SPY is reacting the same way. We had all-time highs, had an indicator up here. We were short all the way up here. We've been short here. We got out down here, been oversold, kicked in and pushed up, got back in short here. Price crossed down 200. That's what that means. 200-day moving average. It triggered, crossed up, crossed back down. You got a nice short candlestick formation here with the doji at the top, big red candle down. You got the bear sandwich. I mean, there's so many confluence in here. Rejection of 200, rejection of the upper trend line here. You got this our proprietary signal, right? The signal that's just going to the enter short, the sell off. That's exactly what this has been doing. This is. I mean, it's almost. I won't say it's easy, but because trading is not easy, but if you have the right information and indicators and things like that, if you're a technical analyst like me, that's what I am. Just you can build into this and you can learn these things, right? And you can kind of monitor the market. Now, this is the S&P 500, so same thing as the triple Qs. The markets are not healthy right now, and are not going to be healthy until, you know, hopefully some of this tariff stuff turns around, but we are extremely oversold. Down. I mean, this is, I'm guessing this is almost at COVID, worse than COVID dumps right here, right now. So what we're looking at now, I mean, I don't know what's going to happen. Maybe the market, maybe the administration will do some stimulus checks or something. I don't know, but right now the markets are not looking good. Let's take a look at Tesla. Tesla, everything after hours is pretty much gapped down right now on the 24-hour market. So we got the oversold cloud. I mean, it was getting extremely oversold here. That's why all these multiple greens are here. And you can turn the indicators off on depending on what you want. Cloud's been red. We got the short signal up here, short signal here. Rode this all the way down from 440s all the way down here to 227, 200-point profit. We had a green signal here. Held this as long as this cloud was green. We held the swing trade all the way up, 200-point profit on that. It's like clockwork. Need to get this chart Power Pro indicator we got. We're almost at a death cross on Tesla. That's not going to be good. This will trigger the death cross signal if this 50 crosses below 200-day moving average. We're getting close. We're getting real close to it. So this is a little bit gap down today. Not oversold because I'm not getting these triggers on the oversold. Also, the RSI is not doing that. You can actually validate these with the RSI. That will be dead spot on. We got the rejection of 200-day moving average, which is bearish. We got to move down, probably a gap down here. I believe this is probably going to be down to 210s. If this breaks, because this is a key level, We're looking at a lot lower on Tesla, probably down to 180s. Yeah, down to 180s on Tesla if this line breaks here. We're watching out for that. Cover Apple another video already, but you know, extremely oversold, and it's in this gap right now trying to move up. So we filled this gap I've been watching for a while here, since back when 2024, I think April 2024, we had this gap. May or April 2024, this gap kicked in. We've been watching it, so the gap is filled. These big gaps are filling. So now is the market going to turn around, go back up? Quite possibly if these other countries start to capitulate to the tariff request from the administration. We are extremely oversold, but one thing about Apple is this defrost is right here. So with the gap down with Apple overnight session on Sunday, this is pretty much, I'm going to say cross. So I'll get a signal on that tomorrow when we wake up and the market opens this, and you start getting some information here. You'll get this cross. Not good. Some of the other ones I was looking at, let's look at NVIDIA. These are the top dogs, right? NVIDIA, we got the depth cross signal here, right? Cross below, not good, very bearish from NVIDIA. It's probably down, it's oversold, right? We got our oversold trigger here in correlation with the oversold RSI. They're spot on, it's based off of that. This is where we are, folks. We're in a bear trend, we're in a bear market. Now where can we go from here, right? Let's look at the weekly on the SPY. Okay, look at the weekly on the SPY. I'm turning on some of these indicators. Let's turn off. I'll turn off the oversold indicators. Actually, you know what? Yeah, I'll turn that off. I'm gonna turn off the price cost. Let's leave the RSI ones on. Okay, so you can see this. Now, this is a weekly. We've sold all we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 massively. This is the biggest red week we've had so far, from almost 570s down to 70-point drop on the SPY in a week. That's crazy. So the other thing is we are coming up on 490, I believe. If I look at this correctly, let me take a look. The SPY, as of right now, is trading at 489, 24-hour session. 489 is right around here, right? So the this is the key level we were watching too. So 480s, 489, we're close, right? 490s is up here, so we're getting down to that it'll probably hit 480s, right? This has been bouncing up. We still have further to go, but this is a critical. And I'm going to tell you why. This is a critical area here. Let me turn these indicators off to make this clearer. I don't need the RSIs on. And turn it off. Okay, cool. Why is it critical? This is a major pivot area from back in December. We're almost at December 21 levels, folks, in a matter of 6 weeks. So we've almost wiped out 4 years of growth in 6 weeks. This is why they talk about a bear market. This is why they talk about the elevator down, the stairs up, right? This is why you need to learn how to trade. If you're just buying a dip and you're just waiting for price to come down to a level to buy more while you holding your investments or your trades, and you've lost this much money, right? What's the percentages on this thing? Right? What's the percentages on this? Market is down 17. That's only 17%. It's not even what I'm looking at from my analytical side. I'm looking at a 30% drop in the markets, if not 50. This isn't over yet. Now, we may get a bounce up, right? Because I think it's so oversold. We need to have some type of bounce, because markets don't just go straight down. They don't go straight up. They go up and they pull back. Like right here, as an example, market went up, pull back, went up higher, pull back, went up higher, pull back, went up higher. That's what happens when you are in a trend. Now we're in a downtrend. We're in an aggressive downtrend. And I've been talking about this for a year now. Like, this market has been moving up really, really fast. It's going to cool off at some point. But It's really cooling off. So this is a critical level here at this 480s because that was the pivot point from the COVID. This is COVID. We had a big rally up on COVID. Let me turn off my cloud. We don't need the cloud on. A bit clear for you guys, right? We had this big rally up for COVID. Then we had a pullback. We had a bear trend for that year, a little bit over a year, from like 2021 all the way down, almost 22. We had a bear trend, right? Then the market started going crazy again. And we don't know why it did any of this. But this level, this neckline is very, very important. This is an area that I believe it's going to be a do or die, meaning it could bounce because this is a strong support area, because this was the pivot from the big COVID rally after they dropped rates to zero, injected all that money. We had this huge COVID run. Then we had the pullback because then the interest rates hit, right? They were talking about the inflation hit. That's what started cooling this market off like this. Then we had the Fed pivot, right? And we had a rally up even more. So now, if this is why this level is so critical at this 480s level. So we're watching out for that this week on the S&P 500. I think we may get it. There is a trend line I was watching here. This trend line that it's at right now, that it's underneath. You know, you get into my courses. You talk about how to find trend lines, how to draw trend lines, what they are, how important they are, how to trade off of trend lines and support and resistance. All that's in there. But take a look here. You know, this is a critical point. We've broken below this line on a weekly chart, so you can see it better. All right, folks, this is what's going on in the market. So let's take a look at, so we looked at NVIDIA, we looked at Apple. AMD is doing much better. AMD's been the laggard of everyone. Been really shorting the crap out of this. And this thing is just getting down even lower. I got some puts on that's looking really good right now. So this is about to reach oversold. If it's not, I think it may be there on AMD right now. The 50 is about to cross below the 100. We're not there yet. So let's go to, actually it might be oversold. Let's look at the daily chart. Yeah, sorry, the daily chart, it is oversold. It's oversold. It's gonna trigger. Well, I turned it off. It's probably triggered already if I turned this back on the indicator. So we'll go ahead and do that. Turn off the RSI. Yep, triggered, oversold. It's done. Triggered that indicator already. We are back at levels back in 2023. I mean, the market, when it sells off fast. If you don't know how to short, if you don't know how to read the market, if you need help, all my information is in the description. Even if you are a trader and you have questions about, you know, the downside and stuff, I do give one-on-one coaching, so you can look at that as well. But you can go to the website. You can sign up for that. This is where we are, you know, and I think it may get worse before it gets better. If these countries do not change their tariff policies, I don't think Trump is budging on this. So he already has other countries talking about changing it. So what he's doing is working, which is empowering that decision, right? Which means we'll be here for a minute. And this week may be one of the worst weeks we have, worse than, because every week is just been getting worse and worse. So this is what the market, this is what we're looking at. If you want these indicators, all that stuff is in the description. If you want to get into our Discord, we have a free side to the Discord you can get, which I do market analysis. They'll get this first before anyone else gets it. I'll post this in our Discord. But we have the pro members who get everything, you know, options courses coming out this week, how to trade that, and a bunch of other stuff. Any indicators we have, they get all of this stuff free. They get the Chart Power Pro for free. They get all of this stuff for free, you know, when you're a subscriber to our Discord. We're out here, you know, we love to trade, we like to have fun, we like to help people. This is something I've been doing for over 10 years, you know, learning and growing and mastering these things. So, you know, if you guys want to know how to make money when the market goes down, get into the Discord, get into the community. I'm heading SixFourTrading. I hope you guys are doing well. Hope you guys are trading, you know, profitable. I'll see you guys next time. Take care.